Let's talk about Dwight real quick because he's over there doing this thing in Asia, and he just got the news that Shaquille O'Neal would be the first player ever to have his jersey retired by the Orlando Magic. Obviously, both guys played for the Magic and left a good mark out there. So Dwight Howard's reaction was pretty anticipated by me, especially given their history. So yesterday he was on a podcast called the All Star Podcast that's being produced over there in Asia, and he gave his thoughts about Shaq's accomplishment. So we're gonna play what Dwight had to say, and then we're gonna come back and react to it. But before I play the clip, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. This really helps us with the growth of the channel.
Consider we even have our jerseys. The Magic have finally just decided to retire Shaq's jersey. Yeah. And how many years did Shaq play with Orlando? 4 years. So that's kind of crazy. I played there for 9 years, and what we did in Orlando, no offense to Shaq, he should have his jersey retired, but I should have been retired. Me, or at least T-Mac and Anthony Hardaway, because we transcended Orlando sports. Regardless, like if it wasn't for what we did, even for me, we got a new arena. We didn't have a new arena when I was there. So we brought so much attention to the city. And I'm not one to boast on myself or brag on anything like that. But what I did in the 9 years of me being in Orlando hasn't been done. No matter how you want to look at it, we went to the finals. We won a game in the finals. The other team that that's what.
All right, so you heard what Dwight had to say. The audio was pretty bad, but it's not my fault. The audio is like this, even if you check out the video. So in case some of you guys didn't really grasp what he was saying, I'm going to repeat one of his biggest point. He was saying that in 9 years, compared to Shaq's 4 years, he was able to pretty much accomplish more for the city, and that the first jersey should have been retired should have been his or maybe T-Mac's. That was mainly what he said. All right, so let's talk about it. Who was better? In my opinion, this is a pretty interesting situation because there is a big difference between who's the actual best player ever for that franchise and who has the strongest resume. These are two different conversations that we should not mix up, in my opinion. So let's focus on Dwight first. Dwight played 9 seasons for the Magic, averaged 18 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 blocks. During that tenure that he had on the Magic, he was able to make the finals in 09, which is the second time only in franchise history. They lost to the Lakers, Kobe's Lakers, obviously. He won Defensive Player of the Year 3 times in a row. He made 8 All-Star teams, and he was able to capture a lot of franchise records. He still holds the record for most points in total, most free throws made, most minutes played, most rebounds, and most double-doubles. He holds all of these records. So pretty impressive resume. Definitely left a mark on the Magic. Now, if you look at Shaq, he was only there for 4 years. He got drafted there and won Rookie of the Year. He was an All-Star all 4 times of the seasons that he played out there, and he made the finals in 1995. 1995 is one of the greatest seasons ever. Just statistically, the fact that he made the finals, he averaged 29 points, which earned him a scoring titles. He also had rebounding title and made the finals. It was amazing that year. But yeah, so for these 4 years, he averaged 27 points, which is way above the 18 points for Dwight. 12.5 rebounds, so he's right there with Dwight, who was at 13, and 2.8 blocks, which is above the 2.2 blocks that Dwight averaged. So there you have it. So again, one resume is pretty stronger than the other, and it's Dwight, obviously. First of all, he stayed there longer, and he was able to accomplish more, obviously, in 9 years than 4 years. Now, if you look at the stats, Shaq was the better player. Even historically, Shaq is clearly better than Dwight Howard. Shaq is a top 3 to top 5 center, depending on who you talk to, and he could have been top 1 center had he taken care of his body in a better way. Dwight, I don't think anyone would have a top 10 center of all time. I believe like guy like Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, for example, already passed them, and yeah. So historically, Dwight is not quite there. He didn't even make top 75, although in my opinion, he should have made it. So whose jersey should have really been retired first? It really depends on who you ask. As a fan, if I were to support a franchise, I would always give the edge to the guy who stayed more and accomplished more for the franchise. And in that scenario, that would be Dwight. Because if you look at Shaq's resume, most of his damage was done with the Lakers jersey. He won 3 championships. He won 3 Finals MVPs on the Lakers. He won an MVP on the Lakers. None of that with the Magic. He didn't even win, like something big like a defensive player. He never did that on the Magic. He just won Rookie of the Year, no titles. Compared to Dwight, who at least individually, he did a lot on the Magic. He won his only championship on the Lakers as well, ironically. But yeah, you remember Dwight as a Magic player. When I think about Shaq, I know he got drafted by the Magic, but I really remember Shaq as a Laker great. So there's a big difference. Now, when it comes to Dwight's reaction to it, I mean, he shared his true feelings, so you can't really hate on that. But I don't know why he would say that. Just because Shaq retired a long time ago. He left the Magic over 20 years ago, and they are just retiring his jersey now. Meaning that all Dwight got to do is be patient. They might retire your jersey too. So who's first to be retired? Who really cares at the end of the day? They'll retire your jersey. They'll probably announce T-Max or jersey retirement in the next few years, Dwight's career in the NBA, he might not even be done all the way. He might make a comeback for another franchise or on the Magic. So it would be kind of crazy if they already retired his jersey, in my opinion. So all he got to be is be patient. He definitely deserves it. And in my opinion, it's going to happen. Shout out to Shaq, though, because that's a big accomplishment to being the first one to get his jersey retired. But yeah, his resume is not as strong as Dwight overall, in my opinion. So anyways, we're going to close the video right here. Get in that comment section and give me your thoughts. Do you believe, first of all, Shaq deserves to get his jersey retired on the Magic? Do you believe Dwight should have had his jersey retired before Shaq's? And who had the most impact for the Magic? So the Magic, who would you give the edge to, in your opinion? So anyways, please like the video again. Please subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys for checking me out. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.